Whittington-Phillips, and this is the week 2 end of week reflection. So, as I said in the last reflection, this week's been a big week as we had cut the script earlier in the week, and added new stuff. Took a bit of stuff out, just to make sure the runtime doesn't get excessive, and also allows us to work reasonably within the time frame we have. So, continuing on from the last reflection, we have started to run scenes and start getting scenes on their feet and starting to look at how the stage will work. So, I think so far this week, I have been able to show Tim and the stage managers, mainly Mark in Africa, what my visions are for the set. And how people will be positioned on stage. So for one of the sets, it's like we've started off in the Ore Village, which is pretty much the first scene in the script, and we're gonna have mattresses and a door. So my idea for the set was to have the beds, which are going to be mattresses, placed in a horseshoe shape, with the door sitting center stage. We also have been toying the idea of having tabs so we can play about with having different ways of coming in and out of the space, which would be cool. So next steps in terms of set is pretty much having which is gonna come in the form of next week, having a production meeting with the technician, Tim, the director, and Mark, stage manager, so we can just discuss our ideas for the set and look into what's feasible for us to do and what's not so feasible. Also this week, really good, we have started working on our first ensemble musical number, which is NYC. This, to be fair, is quite fun. This is shaping up to be quite fun, especially for me. So we started with, and we're gonna work each week, doing another bit, another section, and eventually we can put all the sections together and develop it from there. So yeah, I think again, targets gonna keep the same targets of learn the lines in the next 2 weeks for Act 1, and learn lines for when we start to run scenes. I'm always actively I think in rehearsal rooms, especially for me, I'm always learning lines, though people tell me to not go off script until I'm ready, though, even though I think I am. That's for it, but yeah. Okay, so this will conclude. Oh, sorry. I think what went well this week is we started to make really good progress. Even if we could get a bit further, but again, that's mainly to do with the time we have for us. A lot of the stuff we're going to be doing is a lot of the stuff we're continuing in open access independently, which is what we did especially last week. As we started to learn lines, and especially this week, where we've been continuing what we've been doing in rehearsal. So going over the first scene again, especially in open access, so just running lines, and we've also in open access we started doing other smaller musical numbers, so that we're covering more bases at once. So conclude week 2 of the rehearsal logs for Annie. Thank you and good.